Hello, Blue Ridge Wargaming with another battle report of Age of Sigmar. This is a 1,000-point match of Vanguard, Chaos versus Skaventide. This was my first match actually at a local game store. I was new to the area. On the side for Skaventide, we have a Warlord, a Grey Seer, an Assassin with Weeping Blades, as well as 2 units of 40 Clanrats and also a Hell Pit Abomination. For the Forces of Chaos, we have a Tower of Blood, we have a Khorne Lord, we have 3 Priests, and 2 units of Chaos Warriors. With the alignment of Khorne, I'm going to tell you right now, these guys are pretty nasty up close. We were playing a custom game type where the objective was to actually collect cards that were placed all around the basically battlefield. This was raiding the library, where we have sort of a continuing campaign going on at the store. Every time that you do come in for a narrative campaign at the beginning of the month, you get a card that you can lose or you can use in subsequent games to help you out a little bit. The objective was to gain the most victory points by the end of the game. You can also use the cards that you're getting by collecting what was known as renown points. So essentially what that was is every round you roll a d6 plus 1 for however many wizards that you have on the field on that particular turn. With 1 wizard for me, I would be getting a d6 plus 1. For 1 wizard for him, he would be getting a d6 plus 1 every single turn, and that would basically help out with using the cards that we pick up. But the objective is to gain the most victory points. You get that by picking up cards, or if you completely table your enemy, you get d6 victory points. I believe there were only 6 cards on the table. After the roll-off for turn 1, Chaos actually wound up getting the first turn, which was a little unfortunate for me. I was anticipating actually getting the first turn, even though it was a 50-50. I put my Hell Pit very, very, very close to the Haunted Mansion. I have a special ability for the Hell Pit where essentially it gets a 4-up ward save for anything magical that attacks me, as well as a 4-up armor save. So I was feeling pretty good about it. Turns out he barely has any magic whatsoever. It is all in the form of prayers. So unfortunately, my 4-up ward save for my Hell Pit was not effective with the prayers. So in 2 rounds of prayers, he wound up doing 9 mortal wounds to my Hell Pit. Oh my goodness. So he shimmy shakes around the Haunted Mansion with his unit of 10 Chaos Warriors. Also, he has a Chaos Ogre. They come up, they try to make a charge, and both are successful in their charge against my Hell Pit. They try to envelop the Hell Pit, trying not to necessarily get engaged with the big unit of Clanrats, which is a good thing because they do wind up killing off the Hell Pit. I believe it was the Chaos Ogre that killed the Hell Pit before anything else could. So in my attack back, I put in that unit of 40 Clanrats with full command next to my Clawlord, and they wind up killing off 3 Chaos Warriors, which after combat, I believe another 2 run away. So it brings him down to about half strength from the first turn. And now we go to my turn. I go ahead and I move up my unit of 40 Clanrats to the left. I move up my Clawlord and also my Grey Seer. I try to move him as far away from the action as possible. You may see that he has some wounds dealt to him. He actually, unfortunately, got some wounds when the hell pit blew up. You roll a chart. If you roll a 5 or 6, the hell pit comes back, and that's pretty devastating. Unfortunately, I believe I rolled a 3, and it did D3 mortal wounds to all units basically within 3 inches of them. So if I am not mistaken, he wound up gaining or suffering 2 mortal wounds from the hell pit. The Clanrats wound up suffering 2 from the hell pit, and I believe the Chaos Ogre suffered 1, and I don't believe that the Chaos Warriors suffered any for killing the hell pit. He has also that tower. So when I am within range of the tower, it winds up doing negatives to my casting ability, which I was kind of on the fence about using a Grey Seer in this particular round. We were having a type of match where it was called Raiding the Library. So you have librarians, and it was very, very, very magic oriented. One of the attributes that made it very, very magic oriented was that we were able to use any endless spells that we saw fit. So that's pretty cool. So kind of for that reason, I decided I would try to bring a mage, but I did not use any endless spells. I was pretty preoccupied trying to just get off my own spells, to be honest. Grace here winds up getting off Wither onto the Chaos Warriors, which gives them a -1 to their hit roll, but then also they get D3 mortal wounds, which I believe I wound up doing 2 mortal wounds for that one and killing off another guy. We go into combat. It is still the same unit of 40 Clanrats. I decide I am going to pop out my assassin. I bring out my assassin to the unit on the right, and I am trying to get it engaged with the Chaos Ogre. Instead of engaging with the assassin first, I went ahead and I engaged with the Clanrats first. Reason being, I had made the charge with the unit of 40 Clanrats, which were full, but I wanted to go ahead and put my command ability where I basically get a +1 to my attack profile for the duration of the combat until my next turn. My unit of, I believe at this point, it was 32 Clanrats. They still gain from the benefits of the +1 to their attack, +1 to hit. Now they're getting a +1 to their attack. And then also, since they are above 30, they get a +1 to their ability to wound. I go ahead and eat the Chaos Warriors with the second unit of Clanrats. I believe only one model of the Chaos Warriors stayed. And the Chaos Ogre, I did all but 1 wound to it. Wound up attacking, killing off a few more of my guys, and then my assassin went ahead and finished it off. Chaos Warriors wind up failing their leadership and running away. Killed off the Chaos Ogre and then the Chaos Warriors. We go off on to turn 2, and now it is actually Chaos' turn again. He goes ahead and he gets off some more blood boiling. He kills off my assassin, and then he puts another blood boil into my unit of Clanrats that he can reach. He shimmies up a little bit because now he is sort of thinking, oh geez, I need to win by victory points, not by combat. I need to figure this out. He is moving forward. He picks up 1 card, in turn picking up 1 victory point. So he is in the lead. On my turn, I try to get off some spells, and unfortunately, I am not successful. Try to run up and envelop as best as I can. I go ahead and I run with the unit of Clanrats to the right with the white bases. They wind up getting a 6 on the run roll. The unit of 40 Clanrats goes around and envelops, and I am trying to get my Clawlord and Grey Seer within range so that I can have the 13-inch range benefit of no battle shock, while also getting the command ability benefit of giving me +1 to my attack profile. The unit of 40 goes ahead and does work on the unit of 10 Chaos Warriors, as well as some of the other priests. One of the priests basically gets 8 attacks on him, and 4 go through, leaving him with 1 wound left. The other priest with the icon winds up, I believe, only suffering 1 wound despite having 8 attacks go. 8 attacks go, and I believe he saved 4 wounds and only suffered 1 with his armor save. The Chaos Warriors suffered 2, but did not fail their battle shock. And of course, the heroes stayed, anticipating their ability to strike back. They wound up collectively killing, I believe, 12 Clanrats, which he was telling me that was not a very good roll for him, especially with the Chaos Warriors. Going on to turn 3, I wind up getting turn 3. So I charge in with my unit of Clanrats to the right, as unfortunately I am completely shut down with magic, except I do get off a arcane bolt, killing off one of his heroes that had 1 wound left. Objective that I am sort of thinking of is, should I break off, let all my Clanrats die, and use the next 2 rounds to just collect victory points? He's not going to kill me, and I'm definitely going to be able to get more cards because he only has 1, and if I use my next 2 turns with 2 guys to pick up cards, then I could potentially beat him by 3, maybe by 2, just depending on how much he can get away from my Clanrats. Judging by the way things were going, I got a little bit bloodthirsty, and I decided that I'm going to envelop and stay. I know for a fact that my Clanrats are not going to survive unless I have the benefits of the battle shock, of not taking battle shock, and also the benefit of the Clawlord using his command ability to give +1 to the attack profile. Got bloodthirsty, and I was hoping to get lucky to go ahead and kill all of the Chaos Warriors that I could. It was looking pretty good for me, and also hopefully tie up the general, the Chaos General, so that he was not able to pursue my general or to get any victory points. I believe I spread myself a little bit too thin, and also I rolled very, very poorly with both units. I was able to put 8 attacks onto one of the priests that is closest to the Chaos Lord. Of those 8 attacks, I brought him down to 1 wound left. Then I believe he swung back and killed off 4 guys. But the Chaos Warriors, I don't believe I killed any Chaos Warriors this round. Also, the other priests, I was able to do 1 wound with 8 attacks. And then to the Chaos Lord, I was able to do 3 wounds to the Chaos Lord. So it was looking pretty grim for Chaos, absolutely. So I'm definitely happy with the decision that I had made to keep my Clawlord and also keep my Grey Seer there. Unfortunately, I did not wipe them off the map that turn, and in this following turn, with the fact that his endless spells have, endless prayers, I was not able to get rid of them. They were able to shut down my magic, by conferring a -2 to my casting, while the Blood Tower was conferring a -1. And also the, I know it's not the Burning Head, but whatever that one was, it's a Chaos specific. I think it was like a Blood Iron or something like that. That did a few mortal wounds to my Clawlord and my Grey Seer on this round, which unfortunately gave me +3 attacks to my Clawlord, and I was set up with this one decision. Do I allow my Clawlord to live and not get tabled, sit back, get a victory point, and potentially tie? Or am I going to go all or nothing, rush in there and kill that Chaos Lord because he has 2 wounds left? My Clawlord just gained 3 attacks, so he's going to have 6 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s, -1 rend, D3 damage apiece for whatever goes through. I had just done 3 wounds to him with, I believe, 12 attacks from the Clanrats. So I was fairly confident that I would be able to land 1 or 2, but then because of the D3, be able to, at the very least, knock off those 2. Oh man, I ran in there. I puffed up my chest. My Clawlord went ahead and swung. The Chaos Lord batted my blow away and caved in my Clawlord's face. So that was essentially the nail in the coffin. The Clanrats tried to fight back, but eventually they were overcome by the Chaos Lord and the Chaos Warriors, while also the Chaos Priests, they were doing steady wounds between 1 and 4 every round, so that was definitely good for them. And then it is just Chaos versus my Grey Seer on Chaos's turn. So, you know what happens. They go and push him over. It is a Chaos victory. I get completely tabled, thinking that I would be able to take out the Chaos Lord, and unfortunately, I was not able to. It was a really, really good match. My opponent actually had shared with me that he was very close to conceding before all of this, so it's a good thing that he didn't. Also, at the end of turn 4, the game would have ended anyway, as per the rules and the victory conditions. So instead of me trying to tie or... yeah, I mean, honestly, at that point, I could only tie. I went ahead and tried to go all or nothing, and because he tabled me, he was able to get D6, which gives him at least 1 more victory point, and that's all she wrote for me, because he wins by at least 1. So, yeah, it was a good game. Definitely, for me, my strength was the fact that all of my units were fairly even before they took damage, meaning that my Clanrats were obviously just as much of a threat in damage output and ability to take wounds as the Hell Pit, especially with in conjunction where they did not have to take battle shock. That was definitely the deciding factor. The Grey Seer, who had the special item that allowed for no battle shock within 13 inches, was so invaluable to my ability to stand up and just swing. My Clawlord, his buff ability was really good. I am so broken that I was not able to get him into at least 2 rounds of combat because obviously he's one of the top performers, but he just whiffed so hard against the Chaos Lord. Oh man, it was bad. It was super bad. And I mean, definitely my opponent had a few whiffs for sure, but I was so dead set that was going to be the nail in the coffin for him, and it just was the nail in the coffin for me, which that's fun. For him, it was Blood Boil was probably the most valuable thing that he had. It wound up, I think, collectively doing 18 mortal wounds on usually special characters. I mean, it killed off my assassin. It killed off my hell pit for the most part. Very, very dirty spell if characters are involved. His Lord was pretty beefy when it was able to go ahead and swing, but I'm going to give the MVP to his priests for sure. For me, the MVP was a conjunction of just the Clanrats, but also having the Grey Seer with the item. And that was the conclusion of our match. Very, very close. It was so close. I think this took probably 2 hours and 15 minutes. People were getting finished all around us, but we were still rolling because, I mean, we were fighting to the man. It wasn't people running away. It was we had to literally just murder each other, and I always love those ones. You stand toe to toe. It's super even, and he was telling me that he felt really sorry for me at the very beginning because he killed off the hell pit. But the way that I sort of build lists is that any unit that I have, I kind of they have to have their own amount of use and ability to be expendable. There's a few ways to play Skaven, but I find that the ways that I have the most success is where you just build blocks of scary things, but they're all sort of at an equal level of scariness, so that they have to divide their attacks, they have to really pick and choose, and if they put all of their eggs in one basket, then they're probably going to lose, because if he would have charged my hell pit with, maybe even his Lord, I do believe that his Lord would have succumbed much faster at the beginning of the game, because also with a lot of my Skaven units, after they've been hurt a little bit, they, of course, aren't nearly as effective as they were when they were at full health, which is just a Skaven thing. Quick side note, the only hit that got through, because his Lord was attacking my Clawlord, he got 4 wounds in. I saved 3 with 6s. One of them I failed, but then since I was so close to my Clanrats, I was able to do a Lookout Sir. And I fail my Lookout Sir, and he does 2 damage apiece. So that was what was the nail in the coffin for my Clawlord. But overall, a wonderful match. Great game. Some of the most fun that I've definitely had playing Warhammer in a while. And I will be back to play again at the store for a couple other rounds or a couple other games of Age of Sigmar. All right, y'all. Catch you next time. Comment, like, subscribe, and keep on wargaming.